Let's see single responsibility principle. So single responsibility principle states that one class should only be responsible for doing one thing. So let's see what this means. So let's say I have a class called user service. So user service, and I have several functionalities. Like first functionality can be for creating a user, create user, and another functionality can be API calling. Another functionality can be database fetching. Now, if I have so many functionalities and if I tie all these functionalities to a single class, then this violates single responsibility principle. So if I have a class, then this class should only be responsible for doing one thing. So if the class is user service, then maybe the class should only handle user specific functionalities like creating user, fetching user from database, updating user, and so on. So the idea here is that if I have a class, then the major functionality should only be one. So let us see what I mean by this. So inside Visual Studio Code, let me create a new file called single responsibility principle.ts. First of all, let me paste a bad code, and from that bad code, I'm going to explain what the problem is. So I have a class called user service, and inside this class, I have functionalities like create user and send welcome email. Now, as I said, this violates single responsibility principle because user service should only be responsible for doing one important thing. So maybe it should be only creating a new user, and for sending a welcome email, I should create a separate class for sending email. So to convert this into a code that does not violate single responsibility principle, what we can do is, first of all, let us comment this code and let us transform this code that follows single responsibility principle. So I can create a class called user repository, and this class should only be responsible for creating user. So create user. So user any, and let's console.log out. So console.log, and I can do creating user. And similarly, for implementing this send welcome email method, I can create a separate class. So class email service, and I can implement that method. So send welcome email, and user can be type of any, and let us also console.log out email sent. So now if I have to add functionalities for user, I will add in this class, and if I have to add functionalities related to email, I'll add to this class. So user repository class will be responsible for user specific functionalities, and similarly email service class will be responsible for email specific functionalities. Now let us implement this classes. So I can create, for let's say I want to create a new user. So to create a new user, I can do const user repository, and I can create an object of user repository class, and from that I can implement this create user, and let's pass a very simple object called name, and let's say X. So as soon as I do this, let us change the file name in package.json. So the file name is srp.ts, and let us start this by doing npm run start. So creating user. Now in this way, we have converted this bad code to a good code that follows single responsibility principle.